Today, let's talk about the new artifact, the Shield of Sturdiness, right? Because we haven't really done a deep dive on it, and I want to talk about what I honestly think could be one of the top 3 artifacts for Infantry again in a long time, right? Because the one thing in this game that's really powerful is CC and displacement effects. So what we talk about when we, mention those is a really prime example, but everyone kind of understands, is the Spiritbone Talk, right? The Spiritbone Talk is a CC effect where in that giant AoE, you force players to attack you. So for obviously the Gresh Skullgulls, this is really powerful because this is giving you that counterattack damage and guaranteed counterattack trade-off that the match wants. And again, you got to think in the future with newer infantry heroes, and that's not the Mogro Danfell, but maybe the next generation after, who knows, right? They could be counterattack heavy based heroes. And again, if they are, Spiritbone Talk could be an option for those players that don't get like the newer artifact. And the thing is, when we come into the Shield of Sturdiness though, this artifact is really unique. Because the thing is with this, if we have enough infantry players with this one artifact, what you're effectively able to do, as you can see in the kind of like preview here, right, is create your own space. And that is massive because you could do a couple of different interesting setups with infantry now, especially with that brand new mechanic where you can band together, right, in a giant war group with infantry or cavalry. With the infantry players, you could have, for example, a legion of them, all with Shield of Sturdiness, and then following it up, you could have people with either, right, Spiritbone Talks or Grey Mars Warhammer. And what this allows you to do as a combo, if you really had that good coordination with just 2 artifacts in the gameplay, you could get any of your infantry to push, obviously, their infantry back, right? And then your next infantry, a berserker charge following them, and then boom, comes the stun, and you lock in place this guaranteed space, and hopefully your backline can push up and obviously kill those targets, right? The thing is with this artifact, as you can see, you're going to get Legion HP, you're going to get some attack. So it is a bit balanced in that regards. I would, and I think a lot of the, infantry mains would have preferred double HP. But I think if you had double HP on this artifact, it'd be too powerful. Honestly, I think you'd be too tanky, and you'd be doing so much work on the open field. It's crazy, right? So when we talk about the actual artifact, the damage isn't too bad, right? It's 2200 damage. You can see it goes up to here. It says like 5100. So you've got a massive damage factor that you're doing, pushing up to 3 enemy legions, and they're stunned for 2 seconds after. So that's kind of the beauty of this artifact with obviously the Grey Mars Warhammer. You're able to push, get them up, get that stun off with the shield. Then your Grey Mars Warhammer team, your Spiritbone Talk team, whatever you name it, right, who comes in straight after, can follow it with another set of CC straight after this 2 seconds is over, which is really good when you're layering CC effects on the front line and they're basically unable to act, right? They're unable to play the game and you're able to do everything. That's fun for you, not fun for your enemies, right? So this is honestly a really powerful and interesting effect that I think is going to be a very useful artifact for a very long time. Until something better with stats, it's going to be used for a very long time. I'm going to be honest. When we move down though to the additional effect, it is a really interesting one again, because this is when the shielder or when the wielder gains a shield by the rage skill, they gain 12% more hero skill damage for 5 seconds. This obviously again is going to probably increase from 12% probably to around 30%, I'm going to guess. I've forgotten what the maximum values is, and I can't really check it on here, so do apologize. If you know the maximum values, put it in the comment section down below. But when it even comes to that, there's already, and this is what I was going to say, what's so good about this artifact is it's good for current generational heroes. It's good for the newest heroes that's just come out, which is the Mogro and Danfell, and future heroes, right? Any future shield-based infantry hero is going to get this effect, which is so good for them, because obviously they're going to boost their own hero skill damage, and if whoever's in the back is going to hit like an absolute truck, right? And when you look at this skill, you're probably wondering who can technically use it, right? Because obviously everyone thinks this is going to be for Danfell, right? Danfell has the 1600 damage factor and a 600 shield factor. But also for players, right? Eliana has a shield factor. It sounds stupid, but she has a 500 shield factor. And she's doing a 30% defense bonus and not taking 30% less normal attack damage. She's super tanky, man. She's a super tanky hero. I'm going to be honest, passive-wise, right? And if you're a free-to-play player and you get access to these heroes, right, and you're trying to think of options, this is not, I'm not saying run Eliana, but this is giving you, hopefully, a bit of hope, right? Maybe in the future with more heroes in Call of Dragons, Shield of Sturdiness and other artifacts that you've got can be used, right? The obvious one, we've got Faya, right? Faya has a shield. You can use that on it with her. Same with Madeline, right? Madeline also has a shield and she has a little bit of skill damage factor on it. So you could run like a Madeline March, right? With your Nikas, right? You could run Madeline Garwood if you want. You could run the Faya with Nika, right? You could run Faya with, again, maybe something like Bakar, right? Because Bakar's not too bad now. 20% damage bonus, a bit of AoE, 600 AoE, so it's not too shabby, right? Not too shabby on the guy at all if you're a free-to-play player. And I know people are trying to get 5 infantry on the field, so it is what it is, right? But hopefully you can see where I'm going, where I was going with it all, right? That the Shield of Sturdiness already has G1 heroes it can work with. Yes, it's designed most likely for Danfell, right? But you got to think, you've got those old heroes, this current hero, and now the future generation heroes that people hope, obviously, are going to get obviously better and better over time. But these artifacts are still going to work with them. And that's what I look for really importantly when it comes to an artifact, right? And when it comes to the Shield of Sturdiness, it's so unique. It's so unique, and there's not going to be another artifact, I think, that does this style of effect, right? When you look at other things in the games, like your Infernal Flames, this is easily replaced because it's a damage-based, obviously, artifact. The Mirage Orb is a prime example of it, right? Just sheer way more damage, and it just has an insanely powerful CC effect on top, right? And it's with everywhere. It's not just here, right? You can look in the Archer area, right? So the Archers got the Shadow Blades, but when you compare that to like a maxed out, you know, a maxed out Rattle Spear or a maxed out, let's just go to anything like a Gold Crest or a maxed out Gilded Crossbow, it's not even close, right? So this is what I'm saying. The damage ones can always get better. It's easy to replace damage, but it's not easy to replace tank artifacts and support-based artifacts. And that is why I want to really talk about, I wanted to make this video and talk a little bit about my thoughts on the Shield of Sturdiness. I honestly want to get it. I can't get it at the moment. The Forge of Light is here on our server in the PTW camp. But if you look on the selection, we don't have access to it yet, right? Because we're not in the brand new season yet. So we're still waiting for it. It is what it is. I'm not going to waste any of my hard-earned gems or money on this event. It's just, to me, it's still not good. I might wait and save up and get it on an Archer one, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, before I talk about it, I hope you guys have enjoyed the recent videos we've been doing. We've done a lot of videos talking about, obviously, epic artifacts, as well as obviously hero pairings that I've been running in Season of Strife, and obviously I'm really looking forward to it. So if you've been enjoying this content, a little bit more free flow, no crazy editing obviously in the video, smash a like, comment and subscribe. Until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky, peace out.